Glaives. I remember having to force myself to like this weapon years ago. I liked the idea of it, I liked how it felt, but it always dealt the same kind of blow to enemies as a wet fart. It used to do next to nothing, and you had to go out of your way to just use it. I had completely forgotten about it until recently, when I saw it sitting in my inventory, just sitting there, collecting dust with a single forma on it. I shed a small tear, realizing that it must have been a million years since I last used it. So I decided to look on YouTube, and well, come to find out, a few new mods have surfaced for Glaives along with the rebalancing updates a few months back. And ever since the complete redo of so many weapons and Warframe stats, apparently, Glaive is now a pocket-sized nuke capable of wiping out everything from your star chart, to sorties, to arbitrations, to steel path. It doesn't frickin' matter, this thing will just eat it all. Basically, Glaive went from 0 to hero overnight without me knowing anything about it because I live under a rock. Kind of like the 180 that the Fang Prime did, since they too used to be about as effective as taking a toilet paper roll, shaping it into a point, and trying to stab your enemies with it. So, after doing a little more digging, it turns out that this thing is everything I like about a weapon. It's excessively overpowered, sizable AoE, disgusting slash procs, and best of all, no riven needed. So I got excited and decided to start kitting my Glaive Prime out with some fresh new bling. And after all of that was said and done, I took it to the developer's most hated room in Warframe, the Simulacrum. It was in here that I realized the sheer amount of devastation this weapon can effortlessly put out. Of course, I use the word effortless lightly. That is to say, to all of you who don't have these mods leveled, or enough endo to level them, or hell, even have the Amalgam Organ Shatter mod, after you sell your kidney for all the Iatan sculptures in the universe and sacrifice the little sanity you've got left after running Thermia fractures, then you are gifted with the opportunity to have a weapon do, well, this. In the click of 2 buttons, this weapon can turn a group of some of the tankiest enemies in the whole game into a mathematical equation. Brilliant work. Look, I'm no stranger to very strong melee weapons, or weapons in general. Shit, even Warframe weapons synergy to take on pretty much anything in the game. But this shit right here is something of a different caliber altogether. Apparently some way smarter people than me figured out that you can make red crit capable builds with the usual mods for stacks. However, personally I like the heavy attack builds way more, as they can, you know, explode in the most brilliant shower of numbers you'll probably ever lay your eyes upon. So, now that I was totally fascinated with the Glaive Prime, I decided to look online for Rivens, expecting to see the Glaive Prime already involved in the meta circle and having a terribly low Riven disposition. But no, apparently this thing is not even close to qualifying for what I would consider to be a meta weapon, hence why I actually forgot it. So I frantically typed in Riven.market to check out Riven prices, only to find out that the Glaive is one of the most, if not the most expensive Riven you can buy in Warframe. I cried a little, looking at the 6 splat I had to my name, and set it aside as a dream. But then, as I was looking at my own Rivens, I discovered something amazing. A Rattleguts Riven that looked pretty good on the surface to my unknowing eyes. But knowing nothing about Rattleguts prices, I took it to your generic top-shelf Riven trading Discord to ask if someone could put a price on the Riven, and after a few people reached out to me, we came to the conclusion the Riven was probably worth somewhere in the neighborhood of 2.1 to 2.3 thousand plat. Pissing my pants at the idea, I thought nobody would buy it for that price. And then it sold for 2.5 thousand platinum to an interested buyer. But along with that, I asked if he had a Glaive Riven sitting around, which, fortunately, he did. Now, 2.5 thousand plat richer, with a 500 plat Riven in my pocket, we shook hands and I ran off to start rolling this Glaive Riven. After losing a few 100,000 kuva, I settled on the Riven you see before you now. It's not by any means the best, and I intend on rolling it until I get something capable of wiping the entire solar system off the map with one throw. That is the journey that I took to get where I am now, clicking 2 buttons over and over, occasionally getting up to get air support, in a steel path infested mission, waiting on these poor acolytes to spawn, only for them to get absolutely obliterated by my gold-plated frying pan with a stick of dynamite hanging off of it, to give me their beautiful, beautiful steel essence. So, what do I rate the Glaive Prime? 10 out of 10. Get it on a Riven for it before the Riven disposition drops. Thanks for watching.